Good day. Let me see. Good afternoon once more, Brother Nature.
Hi, bot.
Okay, all right. We're good to go.
Hearing you loud and clear.
Loud and clear. All right. So just have about 22 minutes after 1 o'clock. So not much time. I'm not sure if Senator John will join us today still. But thanks again for the presentation. And just to let the listeners know, you can call at 784-456-5967, 718-734-5615, 784-498-3802. That's the WhatsApp number to interact with Vice President Nature. Any comment on the presentation, any issue you want to raise with him also. Brother Nature, while we wait on that call, just before you make any comment, you keep, since you have been in representative for South Leeward, you have been talking about these river defensive, you're talking about the roads, year in, year out. Must be very, did I say Tuesday? My apologies. Tonight, Thursday night, okay? So every Thursday night. My apologies. So, Brother Nature, you must be very frustrated, and the people of South Leeward also, with the lack of or the don't care attitude of this administration to look out for the betterment of those people.
Yes, bot. Frustration, yes. And anger. And what vexes me most, sometimes I wish we were in a wrestling match or something like that, a boxing match, so that at least I know I can beat something into the heads. But I can't do that. All that I can do is go and ask questions. And it becomes very frustrating because you know for sure the questions that you're asking and the responses that you're giving is either that, the conclusion is that it's not going to be done at all. Because they'll beat around the bushes and then I'll get up and say, so the sum total of your response is that it's not going to be done. And then they will just put their hands in the air. So I know it's not going to be done. And it's been going on for years now. And this piece of road, as I've said before, the first question that I've asked since 2010, about the, having this road between.
Just pause a moment. Let me see if I have. Just pause a moment, please. Sorry. Sorry, just pause a moment. Let me see if I have Senator John online too. Senator, are you hearing me? Hello? Okay, seem to have. Go ahead, Brother Nature. I was trying to get in Senator John.
Yes, boss. Because I've been asking this question for so long, and I am accustomed to that road. I know what it is like. Because I have to use that road almost 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week. And it is bad for my vehicle. But I am not talking about that. I am talking about a road where 3/4 of the road collapsed. And people are now walking. It's a dirt road, and people are now walking on what we call a track. And I express it. I try to be dramatic to the parliament so that they can understand that these are children who are walking here. When rain comes, there is no way. Actually, took a picture of a child going to school, and she stood up before in front of this pool of water. It's like saying, Alice in Wonderland reach a fork in the road, and she's wondering, should I go right? Should I go left? Which way should I go? At least Alice had an option. But this child had no option but to walk in that pool of muddy water. And because some part of that road is flat, but it doesn't drain out. It's not a road, but there's a drain. Days after rain finish, there is still water ponding there. And then the water becomes smelly. And then people, I even went to parliament, and said to them, listen, you people are talking about this pandemic and a public health emergency, but I have a public health emergency in Camden Park. So they start watching me. They said, what is this public health emergency? I said, this road is mosquito infected, plus it is very stink. It is a public health emergency, trying to see if I can get into their minds and their hearts any sympathy and empathy that still live so that they can come and fix the road. Still nothing. I even went as far as saying to them, listen to me, just give me $20,000 in materials. And I will get the workman to go and build the road. Make it look walkable or usable. The Prime Minister said, well, it's going to take a lot more than that. I know the road. He's never been there, but he knows the road. He has an idea of where the road is, because just a few yards down the road at the Bethel School is where they come for their convention, party convention. So he must know where I'm talking about. He even went as far as telling me last day, and using, I don't know why they like to say September, by September I could start it. September come, September gone. We're back to square one. Again, up to this morning, that road is full with water because of the little rain that came last night. I went to Gomery Daniel in the presence of the Prime Minister and say, listen to me, man. Give me the materials. You all just get building materials. Give me the materials. Let me do something about this road. He said to me, but I can't just give you government materials, sir. I said, I know that. That is why I'm asking you in the presence of the Prime Minister. Boy, nothing.
Nothing.
But the building materials that brought in, but that they said they bring in for lives to live. To change people's roof and so on, they get them some lumber, get them some galvanized, some plywood, steel, whatever the case may be, and cement. Do you know that over 100 sacks of cement that was brought in for the Lives to Live program was given to an individual who is trying his best to be the candidate to run against me to fix a piece of road in Peniston? So they can't give me government materials just like that.
The elected representative.
Take the materials, give it to an individual who is not even an official candidate in an election to build a road in Peniston. But they can't give me government material just so. To make the lives of the people in Camden Park area better. Because I fear, and I've said it to them, if the rain continues, that little shock that the road is reduced to will disappear, and there will be nowhere for people to walk.
Brother
They
Nature,
don't care.
that's
They
the
simply
word.
do not care. So yes, but frustrated, you can say
angry.
that.
We could understand your anger. I think we're being joined by Senator John. Senator John, are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, good afternoon. I definitely can hear you. A very good program. Good afternoon, Brother Nature, Vice President.
Delighted to have you. Good afternoon.
I'm happy to see you, and I'm happy that you have recovered well.
Thank you.
Very good presentation. I don't have anything to say after you. You have touched housing very well, and other aspects of your constituency, which is not only unique to you, but is the same for the same cry for every opposition caretaker or parliamentary or MP,
right,
as it is. And I am really happy that your response has been on par, has been targeted, and we know that this is what the ULP administration has reduced the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to.
Definitely. So thank you, Senator. I know, as you said, you have the same problem with the roads. I don't know who would win for in terms of getting promises and dates. Well, I think Nature has the September date as the most promise. I don't know which date you're going to choose, but I know you have a lot of promises also.
Well, you know, we have a lot of promises up here. We have been having it for a long time. Normally, I hit the nail. Somebody has to drive it in, and I'm waiting
Right.
still. Over the years, we have not seen much taking place. But now we are seeing a roads budget, and you know, many times I've been questioning about certain aspects of the constituency in the parliament. So now we are seeing that they are being targeted, yes, for renovation and restoration, as the case may be. And I mean, when these things happen, you have to um, look at it as success on the part of the New Democratic Party for being the voice
Correct.
of the people.
Your advocacy. Yes.
Yeah, being the voice always. And that only happens when you meet the people halfway. When you meet, not only halfway, sorry, but when you meet them whole, when you go to them, when you talk to them and find out what are their needs. We are not living in a vacuum. And we live among our neighbors. We live among our different villages. And when you pass through and you drive through, if you are really people centered and a people person, and one that wants to really serve, you will stop and listen to the voice of the people. And that is what I do all the time. As I say to people, I take politics seriously because this is what I am now. I am in it, and I'm doing it to the best of my ability. And politics is about listening to people, being the best leader you can. And that's what I want to be, the best leader I can in my constituency and for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Thank you very much, Senator. Um, I know we press with time, but I expect, as usual, I have to give you the time to say hello, even if it's briefly, to your constituents and the elderly and those persons you look out for. And maybe we'll try and get in quickly, short calls if possible. So
Thank
go
you
ahead.
very much, Bert, and thank you very much, Brother Nature, for giving me this short time. And yes, I want to. I don't remember being on the program for the new year, so let me wish my
Oh, okay.
constituents Happy New Year. I have visited a number of them over the short time that the new year we're in, and I'm happy to know that they're there. They're in good health. So to the elderly, Miss Brown, Miss Ruthie Franklin, Miss Lewis, Mr. Kenneth Lorraine, Mandy. I know you're not the elderly, but you're always tuning in. Many others, I want to wish you the best for this new year and know that the New Democratic Party has your interest at heart, and I do have your interest at heart. So when we get the opportunity, and I say when we get that opportunity to be in government, we will ensure that the elderly population in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is well taken care of. To the constituents in North Windward, you will continue to see me. We have our cricket competition coming up very soon. We will see Brother Nature in action and Bert also. So come out on the weekends. You will hear more about it as time progresses.
And
Looking
just for
forward to that.
clarity, we're talking softball cricket, right?
Softball
Oh,
cricket.
okay. Because I would have to find an excuse. I'm not as brave as
But,
as
but you're
nature.
going to do like this government. You're going to appeal for bad light and broad daylight. Huh?
Not me,
Bright sunshine
boy.
and you appeal for bad light. That's why they didn't present their budget, you know.
Boy, what
Crying
a
out for bad
government.
lights.
I'll just say what a government. If anybody want to get in quickly, briefly, we have 10 or less minutes. So if you want to get in quickly with any question, any presentation. Siobhan, tonight we have the round table. Could you, for the benefit of those who are listening, tonight at 8 p.m.?
At 8 p.m., there will be a roundtable discussion with the leader of the opposition and other members of the New Democratic Party. And we are looking forward for it. We are looking forward for the interaction. you will hear from us, and you have heard our presentations already. And these are the points that we just need to reinforce from the budget, the missed opportunities that we have here, and the failure of this government to present, to speak on their own budget. You have ministers sitting down in parliament, sitting down, and the speaker is calling for further debate, and they're sitting there waiting. Why are they waiting? You question it. Why are they waiting? And when the prime minister got up, why is it that one of them didn't get up and say, oh, yes, okay, we'll give way, please. Let's do this. Nobody said anything. They just relaxed. So it shows you that they were not prepared for their own budget, which information they would have had way before us, because they are privy to those information.
Yes.
Because I remember when I got the budget on Tuesday night, the copy I got was pinned upside down, back to front. I had to read that copy to present the next day. It was difficult for me, and I went into Parliament very early the next morning, and I met some of them there, and I asked them if their copy was pinned upside down the same way as mine. I got the response that they didn't even open their envelope. So you know what that is saying to me at the time. So I said, okay. In other words, they should have been well prepared. If they did not open their envelope, it means that they had information way before, or it shows that they were not ready.
I'm going to ask you this question. If this is your first budget presentation, you didn't present on the estimate. You're in government, so this is your first opportunity. You didn't get the opportunity in government to do the estimate, or you didn't do estimate discussion, and you know into the budget, and you want given that opportunity. How would you feel? Wouldn't you want that opportunity to speak to the people?
Definitely. As a young person, and especially if the government is our government, pushing this thing on young people, etc. So it just shows that it is a facade, basically. As a young woman, a young senator in the House, on the government side, I'm jumping first to do such presentation.
I think it's indeed very sad, very sad.
And that's why, but I really say thank you to the opposition NDP, Dr. Friday and his team, the members of parliament on the opposition side, for molding and pushing me and giving me the opportunity whenever to present and to be the voice of the people, to do the work that they put me there to do.
You know what, I just, from what I'm hearing from persons, I remember when you came in, I remember when Brother Bruce came in, nobody was given an easy time, let me put it that way. And I realized that the New Democratic Party allowed the young senators the opportunity to present without any element of intimidation and so forth. So they had that opportunity, and I hope they understand now that the only persons that actually preventing them from making their presentation is their own party.
It's their own leader. It's their own leader. Because he doesn't want to take anything from any person under him. He believes that he knows it all, and everything should come from him. But he himself was caught off guard, because it seems as if he himself was not ready for a presentation.
But one of the things that we need to remind people of is that there is no particular order of speakers in the parliament.
True.
Except for the Minister of Finance. He will present the budget, and the leader of the opposition will respond the following day. After that, there is no order. It is whosoever the speaker is caught. So you may have, and we've seen it before, two people jump up at the same time, say, speak against, say, well, okay, I recognize the honorable this or that, right? That's the person whose eyes, who caught our eyes, actually. So when the Prime Minister was saying to us that he was prepared to speak on Friday, there's nothing in the order paper that says Prime Minister has to speak at that particular time. Anyone could have spoken at any given time. And I need to say for those persons who are looking and wondering, Nate, why you weren't in Parliament? Yes, I wasn't feeling that well, but on Wednesday, I had made arrangement with the Speaker of the House to be the second speaker on Wednesday morning. So I really wasn't well. And the arrangement was that I will come in. I won't stay in the AC, so I'll stay in close proximity. And then she would allow the House that I would be the next speaker. And after the first speaker on Wednesday, I will have entered to deliver my presentation and then go back home. So I was already at the headquarters, dressed. And on the eve, just before the stroke of 9 o'clock, I went downstairs and put on the radio. And I said, okay, then it might be a good opportunity because I expected that a member of the government side was going to speak. So I said, I'll drive over now because you can never tell how long they're going to speak because most of them don't speak for their allotted time.
True.
So I didn't want to be on the way and the speaker finished. So I said, okay, I'll leave. Lo and behold, a minute I switched on, I heard the Prime Minister, the speaker said, I now recognize the Prime Minister. So I said, boy, no, if the Prime Minister is going to speak now, that's 4 hours. Let me go home, chill, and then in his third hour, I'll come back. I didn't get the impression that he wasn't going to debate because the way he started is that he was going to, but only that he intended to debate on Friday.
That's what I heard clearly.
That's what I heard. So I said, well, I'll go back home, rest up a while, and then after he spent 3 hours, because he can spend his 4 hours plus. So I said, okay, then I would leave at a certain time so that I can make my presentation. So that is why we're here. That is why we're using this forum to get our message out. So it is not a case where we were reluctant to present in the Parliament. It is the government's inability to present their own plans. But we know why they did that. Because they knew that what they were proposing to the people were not true. It's deception. And also the fact that people recognize the hardship that this budget is going to be presenting to them for 2024. So the less scrutiny that they are under from the public, the better for them. So if they can actually appeal for bad light, to use a cricketing expression, when you're batting and the pace is too hot, the ball into fast, it's in a boy, umpire, I can't see, bad light, close off. It literally running from their own budget. So I hope the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines recognize their failure to present as a failure to stand up to their responsibility, to the people who gave them that fiduciary responsibility to run this government on their behalf. They have failed, and the New Democratic Party will take the opportunity, and we will do a lot better.
Thank you. Well, we're out of time, but I'm going to give you that time to wrap up still.
Thank you, Bert. And I just want to encourage the people to listen tonight for the roundtable discussion. Join us live, join us on YouTube, wherever you can, for an interactive discussion on Budget 2024. Thank you for the time, and God bless you. See you next week, DV.
Definitely.
Good to see you. Albert, I speak a long time, so I think I wrapped up already.
All right, so let me thank you both for the presentation. Let me just remind persons that the NDP Roundtable discussion tonight will feature Dr. Godwin Friday. Will also feature Major Leacock, Brother Daniel Cummins, and Sister Siobhan John. All right, so that's live on NDP Facebook and YouTube, 8 p.m. So you want to be there. Let me thank you for tuning in on the program today. Thank those persons working behind the scene to make sure everything get going. Thank you very much, and join us tomorrow for another New Times program. Do have yourself a safe and lovely day. And remember to set your alarm and your reminder for 8 p.m. tonight.